So Gen 3 gave us one of the absolute best game mechanics of any Pokemon game, and that's abilities. Now, some Pokemon have 2 abilities and some even have hidden abilities that make them 10 times better, but the Pokemon we want to talk about today fall under a different category, and these are the ones that were blessed by the gods of Game Freak themselves with their own signature abilities. However, although you would think these signature abilities would give these Pokemon a leg up on the competition, some of them got the short end of the stick. And by short end, I mean they didn't even get a stick. It's not real, it's imaginary, and that's how they found out Game Freak doesn't actually love them. So instead, we're going to take a look at these 8 signature abilities and how, when compared to other signature abilities, are absolute dookie. But not to worry, because today we're going to swoop in and save these Pokemon by fixing their horrible niche signature abilities, starting with everybody's favorite little pony. No, not that one, this one. Galarian Ponyta and Rapidash, who both have the signature ability Pastel Veil. Now, it's not actually a bad ability, but again, being a signature ability, you would imagine it would be just a bit better. And an immunity from being poisoned is great and all, but what the heck does that have to do with the name Pastel Veil? Am I even saying that right? I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Doesn't matter. You see, when I hear Veil, I think overall protection, and when I hear Pastel, I think a soft shade of a color. So when I think Pastel Veil, I feel like the ability should instead protect the Pokemon and its allies from all status afflicting moves. This would definitely help improve this Pokemon's usage rates and doesn't quite make it broken, but definitely helps makes it better. Alas, this signature ability isn't the worst one we've got on today's list, but I'd be damned if it isn't that great, to be honest. Moving on to another Galarian Pokemon, we have Galarian Slowbro and its unique ability Quick Draw, which is pretty much just the item Quick Claw, but as an ability, which I guess is cool and all, but that feels kinda lame when you think about it. Instead, with the name like Quick Draw, why don't we increase the priority of every single move this Pokemon has by 1? Now, calm down. I can already see in the comments,
"This is so unbalanced and would break the game. This is a terrible idea. Meh."
And to that, I say, calm down, Timmy. This is all make-believe. Relax. It's a freaking Slowbro. Its base speed is 30, so it's really not that crazy or broken. I just feel like with a cowboy variant of Slowbro, you reckon he'd be a bit faster on the draw. Yeah. Okay, enough of that. Let's get the heck out of Galar and head straight to Alola for the Alolan Grimer and Muckline and their signature ability, Power of Alchemy, which, I'm gonna be honest, is one of the top 5 coolest names for a Pokemon ability by far. You tell me what's better than that. Power of Alchemy sounds so good. Now, the idea of this ability by itself isn't horrible, but the problem I have with it is that it's kind of shared with another Pokemon, but with just a different name. You guys familiar with this guy, Passimian, and its ability Receiver? Yeah. Game Freak tried to pull a fast one on us, but these two are literally the exact same ability. Nice try, but with Big Zato on the case, you ain't getting away with such slander. Better luck next time, bud. So instead, the abilities of both these Pokemon will stay the same, however, we'll add a little extra sauce to these abilities. For Receiver, Passimian will also copy all the positive stat changes of a defeated ally. All agree? Okay, cool. And now for the Alolan Muckline, I think it would be so cool if they could also copy the type of said defeated ally. I mean, it's kind of in the name with the whole Power of Alchemy and whatnot. So I think all my Full Metal Alchemist fans can agree that that would make this ability so much better. But that's pretty much 4 down and we got 4 more to go. But before we jump into the next set, I wanted to share these 2 honorable mentions, Slaking and Regigigas. Now, some of you might agree that they have some of the worst abilities in the game, and I'd have to say you are absolutely right. However, they don't quite make it on today's list. You're probably wondering, what the heck? Why not? Well, because Game Freak pulled another fast one on us and gave their signature abilities to other Pokemon. Yup, you heard that right. Did you know that Durant's hidden ability is also Slaking's Truant? Which is like, what the heck? And did you know that Regigigas' slow start ability was given to the little engine that couldn't? So in before, what about the slow start comments? That's pretty much why. Now let's move on to the next ability that I think might be one of the worst signature abilities on a Pokemon, but by itself it's actually a really good ability, so don't chew me up too much. But that's the ability Imposter. answer. Hey, yo, guys, I said put down the pitchforks. Jeez, let me explain myself. Golly. Now, as it stands now, the ability allows Ditto to transform its type, ability, stats, and moves to match that of an opposing Pokemon that is directly in front of it, which is cool and all, but if you wanted to reactivate this ability, you would have to, I believe, swap out and then swap back in, and that's way too much effort. Who's doing that? So I think the best way to fix this ability would be by allowing Ditto to transform more than once, not using the move, but allowing its ability to transform into a new Pokemon every time your opponent changes, so that way you're not forced to switch back in and out. Because as it stands right now, being limited to only one transformation is really what's holding this Pokemon back from being okay to a living legend, let's be honest. But I don't know, maybe some of you think that might be a bit too overpowered, but if being overpowered means giving a pink blob a bit more juice, well then, I say juice me up, Captain. Okay, now I know I might have had like one, maybe two hot takes in this video, but this next Pokemon signature ability, I know we can all join hands and agree is literally the worst ability ever created. Like, holy crap, the slander on this guy is astounding. In fact, I already asked you guys in a poll this week and you voted nearly unanimously, and that's the ability Defeatist. Poor Archon and Archeops having an ability that further punishes you for having lower health really stinks, but I kinda get it. This thing has an insane attack and special attack stat. However, I propose a fantastic solution. Instead of having its offensive stats, how about we just have its speed instead? When I think of the term Defeatist, I'm thinking someone who won't even budge. So dropping speed makes way more sense than neutering this thing's attack stats. Plus, dropping its speed wouldn't hurt as bad when this Pokemon has access to moves like Tailwind, and you know what I call that? Balance. Next up is the little guy from Gen 3 Castform, and where I don't think its forecast ability is the worst, I do wish it were a bit better. And how would it be better? Well, first off, I think making it randomly activate a weather condition upon entering the battle and then changing its form to match that weather would be absolutely amazing. Throw this bad boy into the RNG wheel and who knows the kind of chaos that could possibly ensue, and I, for one, am all for it. Speaking of weathers, however, check out this video up here if you want to see a weather effect for every single type yet to be used in Pokemon. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Now, before we get to the last Pokemon, I just wanted to quickly remind you guys to smash that like button if you've enjoyed this video. And now the last Pokemon we have on the list has a signature ability that's great for the overworld, but pretty crappy for Pokemon battles, and that's Yamper's Ball Fetch ability. It's completely useless in a competitive scenario, and that's kind of what I'm categorizing as a worst ability. So you already know it kind of had to make it on the list, and I thought, why not add a feature like making Yamper immune to everyone's balls? Oh, come on, grow up. I mean moves that end with the word ball, like Energy, Shadow, your mom's. Not a crazy change, and to be honest, who's bringing a Yamper to a regional tournament? Listen, I just want to talk to them. I just want to talk to the mad lads. So this one is more of a quality of life change, if you will, but there you have it. 8 of the worst signature abilities compared to only other signature abilities that kind of aren't bad in all honesty, but super niche and almost never used, which makes them pretty bad. Wow, that is such a long title. We're just going to call this Fixing the Worst Abilities, but not as bad as fixing these starter Pokemon with only a monotype. Thanks for watching. Check out this video next and see you soon. Bye.